What's good, people? What's good? What's good? Here we go. Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Your Football Show. I hope you're all doing well. I'm not doing so well right now. I'm going to you'll know what's going on, right, from the title and stuff like that. I'll break it to you right now. We first of all heard from David Ornstein. David Ornstein is a well-respected journalist at The Athletic, breaks all the big stories. Broke the story about Calvin, broke the story, about the Arsenal links that we all laughed about when it first came out, and then we realised they're putting in bids. This guy has his finger on the pulse. It's then been followed up by Fabrizio Romano. You couldn't get any more signed, sealed, delivered if you tried. Before we get into the video, like it, subscribe to the channel, comments, notification. I was actually filming a reaction to the Cody Gakpo news, just about to release a video, and then boom, David Ornstein's tweet, boom, Fabrizio Romano's tweet. I was like, I'm going to have to add a reaction to this, but then it gathered weight. I thought, I'm going to need to go live. I need to speak to my people. I need to speak to people about what's going down, because this is not a good thing for me. This is not a good thing. I know I said I want him to go to the highest bidder, but the one club out of all that have been linked, it can't be them. It can't be them. Because we heard today Newcastle were sniffing. It was always a big push, but Newcastle was sniffing. Arsenal, Barca, Tottenham, and then Chelsea. Please not Chelsea. We know Leeds United fans have a long rivalry with Chelsea that dates back to the FA Cup, Chopper Harris, Billy Bremner, all them guys, the most lethal FA Cup final there ever was. This goes way back. So any Chelsea fans that are watching this will be like, oh, recent, not rivalry. What are you talking about? Do your research. Leeds United fans, match-going fans, Chelsea and Leeds cannot abide one another. If this deal was to go through, of course, this would mean the end. For me, it would mean the end of... It's going to signal the end of Raphinha's legacy. I think it's as big as that. I don't know what you guys think, but I said, like, for me, if Raphinha goes there to Chelsea, let me break the news first of all. I'm just giving you my opinions. That's what you all come for. I will get to your comments as well. But let's talk about it. So it's been reported, okay, by David Ornstein. Again, this guy carries so much weight. And isn't it interesting? You're all mentioning Gakpo as well. Isn't it interesting that the Gakpo news all started to come out, and then an hour later we hear about the Chelsea news? Leeds United have been doing work behind the scenes to get ready the Raphinha replacement. Gakpo news comes out about 2 hours ago. Last half an hour, Raphinha news. The club knew. The club knew what was about to go down. But Chelsea are close to agreeing a fee for Raphinha as they edge closer ahead of Arsenal in the race for the Leeds United forward. Chelsea are understood to be close to agreeing a fee with Leeds United for Raphinha, but the race for his signature is not yet closed. This is what David Ornstein was telling us. He said conversations between the clubs are believed to be at a point where Chelsea had verbally indicated they are ready to pay a price north of 55 million. Upwards of 55 million. I am happy to report, when I was doing the video initially, I was like, upwards of 55 million? What does that mean? But then we're hearing from from Fabrizio Romano that Chelsea have had a bid accepted between 60 to 65 million, with add-ons included. So that might be the upfront fee of 55 million with add-ons. So, 55 plus the 45 we get for Calvin, we are at that 100 million mark, we are at that 100 million mark that Leeds United will take, and then there'll be add-ons on top of that take us past the 100 million mark. It's because it's Chelsea that I'm frustrated. They're ready to pay upwards of 55 million, David Ornstein said, yeah? And it is believed that Leeds United would accept. It will then come down to Raphinha's preference. Yeah, it would then come down to Raphinha's preference. Chelsea said to be in pole position to secure his signature. Now, let's be honest, Raphinha wants Barcelona. Barcelona, they can't afford to pay for Raphinha. It's out there. They can't afford to do it. if we're being honest with ourselves, if you had a choice between Arsenal, Tottenham, Newcastle, Chelsea, you're only picking one club. We have to say that, right? Take emotion out of it. I understand why you would favour Chelsea. Of course, we know about Deco and his tactics as well. We know that Deco used to play for Chelsea. We know all about this, right? We know about it. You might see me just look to my other screen. I'm just looking at tweets coming in as well, because as I say, news is breaking, people are putting out their opinions, etc. So I'm trying to keep up to date with that. But isn't it interesting that Gakpo comes out and then Raphinha is about to be sold? But yeah, we know that his preferred option was Barcelona. They can't afford him. Arsenal yet to reach the level Chelsea are at. Well, guess what, Arsenal? I'm sorry to say, even if you reach the level that Chelsea are at, he is not going to choose Arsenal over Chelsea. We understand why clubs are after him. He's the hottest prospect outside of the top six for me. His numbers are there, and if we take emotion out of it, I was saying just last week, it gets to a point where I just want him to go, so we can then start to get our players in, get our acquisitions in. It's going to sting that it's Chelsea. It's going to sting that it's Chelsea. We understand that, and we'll speak about that, and I'll get your opinions. Thanks for those that have got super chats in. I will get to them. They're all marked, ready to go. Okay. So we understood Chelsea were looking to bring in Raheem Sterling. Whether or not they'll still do that, I don't know. Robert Orn thinks Tottenham. You don't choose Tottenham over Chelsea. I'm sorry, you don't. I know, and that's emotion. Without emotion, Tottenham are not guaranteed top four. Chelsea almost certainly are, although I think they're on it depends how this Todd Bowley thing goes, doesn't it? But this will be a key acquisition for them. Jason said Chelsea wants Sterling still, which, yeah, that's crazy talk. So we hear that. I'm not saying you're crazy. I mean that if they want them both, wow. But then again, he could play on the left, couldn't he? I did see the McAtee links. We'll have a chat about that as well. Nero, keep getting your comments in. But like Steve says, spot on. Chelsea will hurt, but we need to get the deal done so we can start to make our moves. So yeah, that was David Ornstein's report. 55 million, there or thereabouts, upwards of. And then Fabrizio Romano rubber stamped it. But he came out and said, Chelsea and Leeds have reached a full agreement for Raphinha. Official bid accepted of around 60 to 65 million. You've got to be happy with that, peeps, in terms of money. Surely you are happy with that in terms of money, because like my man in the comments just said, Mental Yorkie, 100+ million with add-ons for two players is impressive. Yeah, if you put them two figures together, it is impressive. Yeah, so if we get that in, and someone's mentioned Sky is saying XYZ Trust, they get the information from the same places we do half of the time. Believe me. Fabrizio Romano did say as well, the main part of it is to be paid immediately. It's done. It's done between the two clubs. It now depends on personal terms. Well, of course, Rafinha will get offered a bumper package. Of course, Deco will be whispering in his ear, this is Chelsea, I've played for them, etc. You're still in the Premier League, you're in the Champions League, etc. Todd Bowley is on it. It's a marquee signing for Chelsea if they can get it over the line. Let's get your thoughts and opinions on Raphinha. We will talk about Mr. Cody Gakpo as well, that has been linked in the last 24 hours, in the last couple of hours. But let's have a look. Fabrizio Romano just in, he's saying Chelsea are now going into talks with Raphinha and his agent Deco on personal terms. It's a key step before here we go. So we are literally at here we go stage. Those that are on the internet that love a bit of fab, when you say here we go, it's done. He said we're literally steps away from here we go. Raphinha is on his way to Chelsea, as Arsenal and Barca were in talks with Leeds also today, this morning. But Arsenal, they don't want to meet the fee. Barca, they ain't got the facilities for that big man. They ain't got the facilities to meet the fee. Chelsea have swooped in and gone, there's 60 to 65 million. We'll pay you X amount up front. Deal fully agreed between the two clubs. Leeds doing business with Chelsea. It stings. It stings. We're going to talk about your thoughts and opinions on the actual move, because what this will do, I've seen someone in the comments say, Leeds fans turning on Raphinha already. Okay, listen, there is a long rivalry between these two football clubs. The two clubs that I would not want him to go to are Man United and Chelsea, because, hear me out, this is what I think will happen, and I said this a couple of days ago. Raphinha makes the move to Chelsea. A lot of Leeds fans will fall out with Raphinha because he's made a move to Chelsea. Yeah. When he comes to Ellen Road or when we go to Stamford Bridge, he will be booed by certain sections of the fan base, if not all, because that's what football is about. It's a pantomime. He's gone to a rival. Yeah. There's a lot that say he couldn't care less. There'll be others that say, I don't want it. I've seen snakes already in the chat. I've seen it. So, you know, it depends what side of the coin you're on, right? When you're in the football ground, it's pantomime. You know, you'd be hard pushed not to want to boo the kid. I'm sorry if he played for Chelsea, but listen, hear me out. So he pulls on a Chelsea shirt, he gets booed. What that then does for Raphinha mentally, he goes, "Yo, you want to boo me?" You know what Raphinha's like. He's the type of player that's going to go, "I'll show up. I'll show up. If you want to boo me after what I did for your football club, I'll show up." Yeah. So then he puts out a barnstormer performance. He scores. Yeah, he scores and celebrates, which then further ruins that legacy. So those that love Raphinha, start to deal with that now. Okay? Like, I'm already processing the fact that once he's gone there, I'm sorry, Raf. I secretly in here say thank you very much. But when he comes to Ellen Road, he probably will get booed. It is what it is. It's pantomime. It is what it is. Someone asked for my opinion. Will I boo him? Probably. Because he's gone there, right? But listen, someone said he's that guy who'll be blasting hat-tricks against us twice a season. But listen, we accept where we are as a fan base, right? And it's nice to see so many like comments, you know, saying, you know, that they get it. You understand it, right? You go to a rival. You know, there might be Chelsea fans watching this going, rivalry. Trust me, there is a rivalry there. Match-going fans will know about this. Isn't it funny that trending on Twitter now, you have Raphinha and Gakpo. We'll get to Gakpo very, very shortly as a potential replacement. It looks like that could be done. Look, in an ideal scenario, Raphinha's gone and we get Charles de Ketelaere, Gakpo and Tyler Adams or Kamara within the next week. We jet out to Australia with our squad ready. You know what I mean? With our squad ready. Seneleb says, the best comment today, the best thing about Raf to Chelsea is that I can watch all the highlight vids Arsenal fans made. That snake from Raf, he goes into Chelsea because Chelsea are, yeah. Look, this is what I'm saying. Wow, it's me. There'll be some fans that'll say this guy's snake. Listen, I am very appreciative to what Raphinha did to my football club. If he went to a club that I didn't mind, like an Arsenal, like a Spurs, like a Barca, I could enjoy him. Goes to Chelsea, I can't enjoy him anymore. I can't enjoy him anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's a goodbye. Thank you very much. But you've gone to Chelsea. Is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Everyone will have their difference of opinion on it. People will lose their head over it. I'm a little bit more calmer about it. I understand where we are. But yeah, let's have a look. Just, yeah, Fabrizio Romano just regurgitating the stuff that he said. Square Ball says, suspect the upfront payment here shows why the Phillips fee felt a bit about 5 million too low. We want the money to go shopping with to buy some shiny new toys. Leeds United want that money in, and we have to accept as a fan base, right? It got to the stage where there's all these clubs, just pay up. If you want Raphinha, pay up, yeah? If you want Raphinha, pay up, right? If you pay up, then we're good, right? Folks, there's over 700 people watching, which is amazing. We only have 151 likes. 151 likes. So if you could get them likes up, that would be greatly appreciated. If you could do that for me, please. If you're new to the channel as well, subscribe. Get your comments in, yeah? Let's get to 12,400 subscribers on this video. But yeah, let's get to some of your super chats just on the Raphinha chat. Leeds United Ultras, thank you for your super chat. It says, looks like Gakpo, great replacement, mate. Raphinha, quality Joe, great content. Thank you very much for your super chat. We'll talk about that. Here, look, here's a difference of opinion. What a rat. Chelsea and Man United, the two clubs I couldn't stand him at. What a way to tarnish his legacy. Hope he regrets going. The fact is, Raphinha won't care about that. Yeah, I get it, James, and this is what I'm saying about the difference of opinions of how Leeds fans will react to this. I know some will be boiling. Some will be boiling at the fact that Raphinha is going to go to Chelsea, and I understand it, yeah? Other people will just be appreciative of what he's done and say it is what it is. I can no longer follow Raphinha's career with joy and aplomb and all that because he's gone to Chelsea. And I know what's going to happen. You can read it like a book. It's preordained that he comes to Ellen Road, we boo him, he turns it on, he scores, he celebrates in front of the South Stand or the cup in his ears, and then it's really gone. Do you know what I mean? So even if I'm secretly like, okay, I don't want, go on, Raf, go on. Know that his first appearance at Ellen Road, he cups his ears, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. That's what will happen. But I understand your feeling. I'm calling it now. Like, if I'm a betting man, right? I'm a betting man. Best believe that if we play Chelsea, he scores. It is what it is. Thank you for your super chat, James. I can understand why you feel like how you do. How does everyone feel on this, though? You know, a great chat from Mental Yorkie. 100+ million with add-ons for 2 players. That is impressive business. You have to give props. I know a lot of people would have preferred, you know, X amount for Calvin and stuff. But when we actually stripped it back the other day and we spoke about it and said, you know what, if you look at defensive midfielders, Fabinho, he went for more than Kante. He was just under Rodri, you know what I mean? He went for more than Bruno Guimaraes, for example. Let's have a look what Perm says, PRM says, would it not have been better deal Pulisic coming the other way in exchange? Pulisic is broken, man. Pulisic is broken. He's never fit, is he? I think Leeds United are in the area for young up-and-coming talent like Cody Gakpo, like Charles de Ketelaere, like Callum Awendo, a number of players. Tyler Adams, still only 23 as well. This is what Leeds United have to do. And you just have to look at the money that we've sold for our 2 key players. One of them from the youth set up okay. Calvin Phillips. What Bielsa did to his career is turning around. If Bielsa never comes in, this never happens, I don't think. But Raphinha was bought, 17 million come in. We're going to make 60 to 65 million on him plus add-ons, you know what I mean? It's good business. So Leeds United are then going to we don't need to bring Pulisic in, maybe further down the line, I'm not too sure. But, you know, we need to be looking at emerging talent. And we'll talk about Cody Gakpo. He's one of them, yeah? He's one of them that is going to bring excitement to the fans. He's going to come in if indeed Leeds can get him in. And, you know, I have to be honest with you, some of these players that we acquire probably won't be here that long, but we have to come to terms with that as a fan base to understand where we are as a club. You know, we have to understand where we are as a club. Because one of the interesting things on the Cody Gakpo line is it's been mooted that he's actually come out and said to people close to him that he wants a Gini Wijnaldum type move. Now, what he means by that is Gini Wijnaldum went from PSV to Newcastle, showed what he could do at Newcastle, went to Liverpool. Yeah? Now, we've spoken about this before. You will notice that a lot of the top clubs will not make moves for a Cody Gakpo, will not make moves for a Charles de Ketelaere, won't even make moves for players like Raphinha, because they look at them and say, right, okay, do we buy them now? And they may not be able to make it. You've only to look at Chelsea, right? Let's have a look at Chelsea. What they did, yeah. Let's not forget, Chelsea once upon a time had Mo Salah. Chelsea once upon a time had Kevin De Bruyne. They brought them in a position where they weren't quite ready. They weren't quite ready. They sold them on. Salah went to Roma. Your man KDB went to, was it Wolfsburg, I think? I can't remember. And then City and Liverpool buy them back. Now, my example is, right, Chelsea were doing this. Whereas what you'll find is a lot of clubs now in the Premier League won't take that risk. Won't take that risk. Of course, you get generational talents. If you look at, like, I don't know, some players are just so good that you can see it in the division that they're in. You've just to look at Calvin Ramsey, who went from Aberdeen to Liverpool. The guy's obviously got that much talent that Liverpool said, you know what, we can't risk him going somewhere else. Let's get him now. Cody Gakpo's been tracked by Liverpool, by Arsenal in the past. But they're not willing to make that move yet because they don't know whether he'll acclimatise himself to the Premier League. Yeah? So they'll allow, I say allow, but you might as well, money talks, it is what it is, top 6 talks. They'll put other sides in the middle of the division, Leeds United, Brighton, Palace, whoever you like, will buy these players in. will buy these players in. They will then do well in the Premier League, and then guess what? The top 6 come like a carcass. You know? And that's why I get where Cody Gakpo's coming from when he's saying, I want a Gini Wijnaldum type move. Because Wijnaldum went from PSV to Newcastle. Yeah. Then Newcastle to Liverpool. He's now at PSG. Okay, it's not gone well at PSG, but he's won things at Liverpool. Yeah. So Cody Gakpo will look at him as his fellow compatriot and see that as the ideal model to take. And although he might know that Liverpool have once looked at him or Arsenal have once looked at him, they've not put the money up. Because they're maybe not willing to take that gamble on someone who they're not quite sure might make it in the Premier League, because we know it's a different kettle of fish. It's a different kettle of fish. You know, there's a lot of Leeds fans want Mo Kamara, for example. He's been likened to the next Kante. I'm telling you now that Chelsea, Liverpool, City, they won't buy him now. They'll allow him to move. I say allow again, but they might as well, because they're the ones with the money in it. But someone will take Mo Kamara, and then they'll see how he does as the level goes up. This is what I'm saying. The scouting network's vast, right? So they know about these players, you know? And like Cole Bree says, we're maybe a feeding club. I know that's not nice to think, but I get what you're saying. Philip says Raphinha is going to me right off. I understand it. PRM says, if we get CDK Gakpo, we are arguably stronger. This is the thing we have to think about as Leeds United fans. We're 8 people away anyway from 12,400 subscribers. So if you could subscribe if you're new, like the video as well. There's over 800 people watching. We've only got 291 likes. So like the video for me if you can. Licorice makes a good point. London is a big low as well for someone like Raphinha, of course. And for those that are joining in a bit late, it says Chelsea. It looks like it's a done deal. Fabrizio Romano says Leeds United and Chelsea have reached full agreement for Raphinha. Official bid accepted at around 60 to 65 million pounds, with them add-ons included. Main part of the amount is to be paid up immediately because Leeds United need to do the business. They want to make a bid for Charles de Ketelaere. They want to get Cody Gakpo in. They need the the Calvin replacement. If that's Tyler Adams, I believe it is. I'm a betting man. For me, I was just filming my video before it all broke, and then I said, right, I'm going to have to go live. If you ask me, I'm saying before Australia, we get Tyler Adams, we get Gakpo, and we get Charles de Ketelaere. If that happens, come on, man. Yeah, I'd argue. I'm not saying we're strong. The squad's stronger. The squad's stronger. I would say so, yeah. I'd have to agree with that. PRM again with the super chat. Thank you for all the love, mate. Said I'd move Harrison to right wing, Gakpo left wing, play inverted. Yeah, look, it shows that we're not going to give up all width. We're not going to give up all width. But the thing is about Gakpo, he has a lot of versatility. He does have a lot of versatility. He can play anywhere across that front three. This is something that we need to be aware of. You know what I mean? I'm getting a lot of messages in and stuff from people just making me aware of the Raphinha stuff. We're already there. Paddy Power, check this out for a tweet. Paddy Power have said Raphinha has decided to join Chelsea after watching 10 seconds of the Arsenal Amazon trailer. I absolutely love that. That's great crack. Let's have a look. Thank you, Helen. Shaw is tagging me in all the juicy stuff. Just Fabrizio Romano saying Chelsea are now going into talks with Raphinha's side and his agent Deco on personal terms. It's a key step before Here We Go. And when you hear Here We Go from Fabrizio, gets a lot of stick. But when you're doing really well at something, you do get stick. That's why you get stick. But he's got his finger on the pulse. But he's seconds away from saying, here we go. It's going to happen. We have to come to the terms with the fact that Raphinha is going to be a Chelsea player. It's madness, isn't it? Someone just said there, Nick LUFC, it's just getting boring. Just someone stump up the cash. Well, it looks like Chelsea have. It looks like Chelsea have stumped up the cash and the agreement is in place for 60 to 65 million euros with an upfront payment. I wonder what Arsenal fans are feeling like right now, because it looks like he's going to Chelsea. I'm doing that nervous laugh because I know what it means for Raphinha in terms of his legacy at Leeds United. It's gone, man. It's gone. I want to know your thoughts. I'm going to put a little poll out. Let's put a poll out. Let's go. Sorry. I'm interested to see. I don't know if adore's the right word, but we'll do that. I put a poll out there. If Raphinha goes to Chelsea, will you still adore him? Because we adore him right now. We adore him right now. Big shout out Helen for the super chat. Always keeps me in the loop. She says, Raphinha versus Firpo. This is what I'm saying. and I know as a fan, as a match-going fan, people won't want to hear it, but it will be booed, whether you agree with that or not. Like, I know there's some Leeds fans that can have no emotion towards it, right? And go, nah, it kept us up. It is what it is, right? And I'm like that. Like, I feel like that now, right? It is what it is, okay? But know that when it's done, it's signed, sealed, delivered, and it comes to Ellen Road, and he's going to get hammered, and then he's going to turn it on, and he's going to score, and then we'll boo him even more, and he'll cup his ears, and it'll just be like, oh no, the Raphinha legacy's done. There'll be some Leeds fans that'll be even fuming that he's even done business, that Rads has even entertained business from Chelsea. But it's football, man. Best of luck to the lad, says Giancarlo. Exactly. You know, there will be difference of opinion. That's why I wanted to come live to see what the general opinion is. There'll be some, honestly, I know for a fact they'll be like, nah, it's done. Oh, brilliant. Some guy, Clarkey. Oh, he's had 100. Oh, wow, look at this. I'm going to have to share my screen with you so you can get a little view of this. One sec. Let me just do this. Screen 2. Here we go. I don't know if you can see this. Clarkey, this was on 28th of June at 6:37 a.m. So he went early. He says, I don't usually tweet out transfers unless I'm 100%. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can. There we go. I don't usually tweet out transfers unless I'm 100%. I've actually seen WhatsApp messages that he's joined Arsenal. Just be patient. Raphinha will be an Arsenal player. If he doesn't, all retweets get 200 each. No cap. Get on the retweets, people. Get on the retweets. I want the bank. He's saying, I'm deadly serious. I can't show screenshots, obviously, but don't worry. Raphinha will be an Arsenal player. Calling in the money. Give me the money. Bank. That's brilliant. There you go. Thank you for that, Clarkey. Let me just stop sharing my screen for a second there. Right, okay, we've had a super... Guys, if you're on Twitter, go over and retweet that guy. We're getting 200 in the bank. The guy's bankrupt as we speak. Stuart says, I do not care about any player once they go. So let me put this to you, Stuart. What are your feelings towards Alan Smith? Like, there must be players out there, or... Right, okay, I don't like to say his name, but the guy that went to that team over in Turkey, what are your feelings towards him? I can't stand the man. He's like he who cannot be named. He's like Voldemort to me. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe look, it is different. And I'm not comparing this Raf to anywhere like that. I'm just when you said, you know, that you don't care about any player, and there must be some scenarios where you're like, oh, Smith went there, so and so went there. Daniel Jones says thanks for the tip. It's all right, man. It's all right. I have to get the square ball tagged in that. They'll have a field day, won't they? Let's see. There we go. Yeah, that's quite funny. That is quite funny. Gakpo, CDK, and Adams now come on, Rads. And this is what I expect. That's what I expect to happen, mate. It's quite interesting. We've had quite a lot on the votes on the poll, and they're saying that if Raf goes to Chelsea, will you still adore him? 52% of you said, yeah, I'm quite surprised. I can't lie. But yeah, great super chat there that says Gakpo, CDK, and Adams come on, Rads. I think that's the move. Leeds United are waiting for them upfront fees. RP Astrology said Smith to Man U is different, a local lad and a Leeds fan. He wasn't actually a Leeds fan, I don't think. I think he was a Liverpool fan, you know. I think he was a Liverpool fan growing up. I think that's out there, yeah. He was a Liverpool fan. I know Ryan from the Pigeon Detectives said as much, and he grew up with him, I think. Yeah, PRN, great super chat. Ty from AFTV. Raphinha, you are a disgrace. Be interesting. Them Arsenal fans will be going into hiding. Dan Savage says, sorry, I'm late for the stranger. Have we not got Conor Gallagher in with the deal? We haven't, no. They'll be wanting to keep hold of him, man. They'll be wanting to keep hold of him. Yeah, good. Over 1,000 people watching, people. That is amazing. Thank you so much for the support. We're 5 people away from 12,400 subscribers. If we could do that right now, that'd be great. We've got 399 likes, yeah? So if you could smash it up to 500 likes, that'd be greatly appreciated. Please at least get to 500 likes. Joe, what was that you were drinking? It was juice, man. Oh, piss. Looks like piss, doesn't it? It's just juice, man. We love juice. Max says we are laughing at Arsenal to hide our tears. I know it's a sad day in it. Dave Carroll with the super chat. Big up, Dave. Thank you so much. Sohan says madness, Joe. Arsenal fan actually is Sohan. He said madness, Joe. I can't lie. I'm gutted we didn't get him, and it looks that way as well, doesn't it? It looks like someone said he's not a Love Island bottle. That's the second time that's happened, Giancarlo. No, it says his spec. My partner actually works in construction. I mean, she's not like a builder up like that. She won't do your pointing for you or up like that. Do you know what I mean? Or put up a trestle. What's a trestle table? I don't know. I just know that's a building term. I'm not a builder. She can't put up a trestle table. But no, she works in the construction industry. So that's like a construction drink, bro. You know what I mean? No Love Island in my gaff. None of that stuff. What was the question? Now we've gone. Yeah, Sporting Central says, poor Regal, I bet he'll be crying. I know Arsenal fans will go into hiding on it. I can't believe it. But yeah, Sohan, I can understand why you'd be disappointed. Yeah, disappointed not to get him over the line. And I know Leeds United fans will be disappointed with the news that Raphinha could be on his way to Chelsea. I'm going to look. I just want to have a look at some of the responses to the David Ornstein tweet from Matisse will be bouncing. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow, there you go. I didn't. That's class. Right, let's have a look at some. Oh, it's just full of Chelsea and Arsenal fans. It is just full of Chelsea and Arsenal fans. I want to get Leeds United's response. There's going to be some people losing it. I can see it. Mike TV says, just logged on. Is this true? It is, mate. It is. Rafinha is going to Chelsea. Right, and the Gary Kelly is one of the most talented players to pull on the famous shirt. Our matron and the key to our safety last season. What a effing player. Go well, sweet prince. I can imagine. Nah, I see people saying, to Chelsea having a laugh. To Chelsea having a laugh. It's going to split the fan base, this, I'm telling you right now. There'll be some unhappy Leeds fans. There you go. 105 million all in, though, for Phillips and Raphinha. It's not bad. It's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal in that respect when you consider it. Luke Akehead says, Chelsea done us a favour. If Leeds didn't know if Raf was going to go, they would have been reluctant to spend on Kamara. But now this week, here we go. I don't think we signed Kamara, mate. I don't. I think we're going for Tyler Adams, but we'll watch this space. But one player that Leeds United will go for sure. Thank you for your super chat, though, Luke Akehead, and thanks for supporting the channel over the last few days. I see you regularly. You're a good guy. Thank you very much. Someone's replied to my money tweet saying, it's bullshit. Well, obviously, he's not going to pay everyone 200 quid, is he, who's retweeted it. So just to put it out there, the guy has had 1,334 retweets. Like, I ain't great at maths, but I know that 200 times, you know, you don't need to tell me he's not going to pay that out. I understand it, bro. So it's 1,341, right? Let's do the math. I've got my calculator on me. Times 20. Then divide it by 100. Don't you to put it into thing, I think. 268,000? I don't know. I don't know. I just know the answer is 268. So, Pete, thank you for telling me it's not true. I understand it. The guy's not Bill Gates. The guy's not Richard Branson. He's not going to be able to pay that money out. I understand it, mate. You don't need to remind me. Let's see. We've had another super chat in from Alex. Thank you, mate. He says CDK, Adams and Gakpo plus other pieces. Addition by subtraction. We move. Perfectly put. Perfectly put, my guy. And you're right. Derek Moore says £268,200. Yes, exactly. There you go. Yes, I believe we're going to end up with... Yeah, Philip, right. Let me talk about that Tyler Adams thing. We'll talk about that Tyler Adams thing in a minute, about this Leipzig won't do deals and all this sort of stuff. Let me get to it. But like that super chat that just came in that said CDK, Adams and Gakpo, plus other pieces, addition by attraction. The key point being from Alex, we move. And let's move now, right? Let's move. He's in the rear view. And let's talk about a potential replacement for Raphinha, and that is Cody Gakpo. So it is being reported that Leeds United have started conversations with Cody Gakpo. Leeds will make contact with him again in the coming days. Of course they will. They've got the money now. It's coming in from Raphinha. It's going into the bank account. It's midnight. It's dropping in there, yeah? And they said that a player is open to the approach from Leeds United. PSV want 40 million euros, which equates to about 34 million. They're not actively looking to sell, but it's claimed that Gakpo wants to move and is Leeds' top target at this moment in time to replace Raphinha. And of course, Leeds United are charmed by Gakpo, and they think they can reach an agreement with PSV. They want to keep him. He's their captain. He's their top scorer. But if they have to move him on, they want to beat their record transfer fee, which stands at 40 million euros when they sold Lozano to Napoli in 2019. But 40 million euros, 34 million, it's decent money on a replacement. Yeah, he's 23. Is Gakpo? I think. Let me just check that. Or is that Tyler Adams? No, Gakpo is 23. Gakpo is 23. Okay, so it's a great age. Come in, smashes it. You know, we get a massive upturn on that 34 million if indeed we do sell. People get annoyed and say, "Oh, you know, you want us to be a selling club." No, I'm just accepting of the fact of where we are right now in the football pyramid. You have to speculate to accumulate. You have to sell in order to buy. It is what it is. You can't look. If Leeds United kept hold of Raphinha and Calvin, we wouldn't have improved the squad all that much. So we don't have the facilities. Rads is not mega rich. It is what it is. And the thing is, what's enticing Gakpo and what's is exciting him about a potential move is, of course, the Premier League. And he's being assured of a first team place in the squad. You know what I mean? In the Premier League, you only have to look at what it's done for Raphinha. Raphinha's made that move. Other clubs will have been looking at Raphinha. They've been well aware of Raphinha. No one wanted to make the gamble. Leeds United made the gamble, £17 million. He came over. Remember, he was playing Champions League football. PSV have the potential to play in the Champions League. But you know that Gakpo ain't bothered about that because the Premier League has a bigger pull. The bigger pull in terms of getting your name out there to these top clubs that he may envisage that will play for. I bring it back to that Gini Wijnaldum chat that we had. He wants to make that Gini Wijnaldum move. PSV, Newcastle, Liverpool. Gakpo looks at Leeds United, said, I impress in the Premier League, I get that big money move. Until Leeds United are settled in the Premier League and then can start to make move, until we're in a place where we can turn to these clubs and go, nope, you ain't leaving. And we've got you on a 5-year deal. And if people want to take you, you have to pay an exit clause of X amount, But we're not in that ballpark. We're not in that stage right now, but we will get there. And this is the best business model with which to do it, in my opinion, with the owners that we have. It's an intelligent business model. People don't like it, but it is what it is. It's a good business model, So he sees the Premier League move as an ideal place for him to cement his place in the Dutch league, for the World Cup in Qatar. He's the club's top scorer. And he favours that move to the Premier League. Of course he does, I don't see him staying at PSV. I don't see him staying there. And he's the leading target to replace Raphinha. And like being said, 4 likes for 500 likes, people. Over 1,000 people are watching. Insane. Like the video. It'd be great if you could do that. But yeah, so Gakpo sees Leeds United as an ideal intermediate step to eventually end up with the European elite sides, your top 6 sides, etc. Matthew says Chelsea have money. I thought Abramovich was sanctioned. Abramovich isn't even the owner anymore, bro. It's Todd Bowley, an American owner. Where have you been, Matthew? He's off, man. He's gone. So he wants a Gini Wijnaldum. He's on record as saying this. I want a Gini Wijnaldum type move from PSV to Newcastle to Liverpool, where he was successful for years. So for me, for me, I envisage a time where Leeds United bring in Chad Lara, they bring in Cody Gakpo, and they bring in Tyler Adams. That's my initial thoughts. That's my initial thoughts to this. There's still 55% of people saying they will still love Raphinha, whatever the weather. I'm quite surprised by that. I am quite surprised by that. I can't lie. But listen, we've got the money in. We've got the money in. We've got the money in. And I guess that's the main part of this. That is the main part of this. I want to know in the comments, right? Let's stop that current poll, yeah? Let's get back to that poll, Joe. I want to know if you would be happy, with Cody Gakpo as a Raphinha replacement. Do you want more? I've seen a lot of people saying to me in response to me digging out Adama Traore that they would be happy with Adama. Like, no. Or are there people who would, you know? Let's check. Before we speak about a potential outgoing as well, let's get this done. Right. Let's ask that community. Let's see what you folks are saying. Over 1,000 people watching. It is insane. Would you be happy with Gakpo as a Raphinha replacement? Because that looks to be the one right now. Also, potential outgoing folks. Charlie Creswell is looking to go out on loan. And one of the clubs, another club that Leeds United do not have great relationships with, is Charlie Creswell. No, we have great relationships with Charlie Creswell. It's Millwall. Millwall are one of the front runners for bringing in Charlie Creswell. Can't lie, Millwall fans will love him down there. He's a no-nonsense centre-back. He'll just head everything. Brick walls. You know, I think I reckon he'd take out the kid if they were going to score against him. Do you know what I mean? He's lethal, Charlie Creswell. I think if he goes to Millwall, he should go to a Champions League club. Come on, Joe. He should. He will play in the Champions League for Leeds United, of course he will. But I think he should go to a Championship club. Then okay, Millwall dislike them, but it might be an ideal place for him to improve his game. You know, they'll love him down there. No nonsense, as I say, and you know he'll bring his game on to the next level. But it's been reported that there are two. Yeah, people are not happy with it, but it's been reported by Graham Smith, by loads of reputable journalists out there, that he's going to go on loan. He's going to go on loan. There's two clubs that are in for him, and Millwall is one of them clubs. Millwall's one of them clubs. So Charlie Creswell looks like he's going out on loan. We've also heard that Leeds United have agreed a fee with Stoke City for the highly rated English under-16 striker Emre Tezgel. They've beaten Manchester United, City and Chelsea in capturing this signing. One for the future, Premier League striker of the future. That's Stoke City's highly rated English under-16 striker Emre Tezgel. One for the future for sure. I'm just having a look at one of my messages. Someone says we are dirty Leeds. So, Joe, what I've seen kind of says Gakpo, Otavio, CDK, Kamara, and a goalie, which is absurd. I don't think we'll bring Otavio in, bro. I see that as being too much for Leeds United. Maybe I'm wrong. We need a goalie as well, for sure. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see on what deals do get done. But yeah, it looks, as I say, Cody Gakpo coming in over the next 24 to 48 hours. Look, the mad thing is the Calvin one's still not been done yet, officially. Has it? The Calvin one's still not been done officially yet, which is mad. Because I'd have thought that would have been done by now. Andres says, what happened to Callum Mwendo? It's gone very quiet, hasn't it? It's gone very quiet. But this is the thing. If you remember last week when we were linked to Gakpo, it went mad quiet. Yeah, it went really, really quiet. Because then the Charles Lara stuff came out. And then it wasn't until a couple of hours ago the CDK stuff started picking up weight from Holland, basically, from Amsterdam. Yeah, all these clubs over there in Holland, it starts coming out and it's like Gakpo's on, he wants to move, etc., etc. Because obviously Leeds United have taken their talks and their conversations with Gakpo to that next level. They started to do that because they knew that Raphinha, the deal was agreed in principle. They'd had conversations with Todd Bowley. They're getting on the case straight away. What I'm happy about from a Leeds United perspective, obviously disappointed Calvin's gone. Not a great fee, but I understand it. Rafinha, we've got the money that we should have got for him. It's just that he's going to Chelsea and his legacy and all that sort of stuff. Match-going fans, I get it. Yeah, it is what it is. But listen, he's given us everything. Move on. He's happy. He's happy. Move on. I wish him all the best, but that's it now, yeah? Love him is what it is. But we've got the money in. And then Leeds United, for me, want to get to a position where, before we go away to Australia, we've got the main crux of our squad. You know, you're looking at a window that consisted of Brendan Aronson, Rasmus Christensen, Mark Roca, and then Gakpo, Charles de Ketelaere. If we can get Charles... Genuinely, I think Gakpo's an easy deal. I think Tyler Adams is an easy deal. Charles de Ketelaere, that's the one. He wants Milan. I understand it. They won the Scudetto. They're a giant of football. But like Cody Gakpo is enticed by this option of coming to the Premier League, taking his game to his next level, and then maybe getting that big money move. Hopefully, Orta can have that same effect on Charles de Ketelaere. The dude says Gakpo isn't easy. I hear it, but I think personally, that it's one that can get done. All I'm hearing is Gakpo likes to move. He wants to move. Leeds United can make it happen for a decent price. 34 million ain't that much. You know? Rita Bezant puts a super chat in. Rita, I know it's not Rita. You're using your wife's account. You messaged me the other day to say you were struggling to comment live. You've obviously worked it out. I'm happy about this, brother. Thank you very much. He says, let's be honest, we always knew Raf was a piece of meat to be traded if he lived up to expectations. He has done, so bye. Fair enough. Can't say fairer than that, can you, mate? You know, I know it's not Rita. That's your wife, but I forgot what your name was now, brother. I'm sorry. I speak to so many people, but Rita's husband. You bang on, though, right? You bang on. At that point, it got to a stage, right, where we knew, look, I always thought he was going to Barca. I've said as much. I said as much for ages, didn't I? That he was going to go to Barca. But at that stage, it just becomes a case of whoever's going to give us the most money, right? Whoever's going to give us the most money. And, you know, Chelsea look to have done that. Maybe Arsenal will come in with a counter offer, but it don't mean nothing. I think Arsenal are blown out of the water when Chelsea are knocking. I've got a stream later on tonight with the LFC day trippers at 10 p.m. And I was going to chat on there about Chelsea because I had this like lurking notion that I was thinking, this Todd Bowley thing's not going to work. He's trying to take control of it all. I think Chelsea are going to go backwards. Football goes in cycles. I think they'll struggle for top four. Then they're signing my boy Raphinha, and I'm like, okay, I've gone too early. Maybe they're not. Maybe Todd Bowley knows what he's doing. Will they still go in for Sterling? It'll be interesting to see. I don't think they really need him now, do they? I don't know. Let's talk about this anyway, Philip. I remember your comment coming in where he said, Tyler Adams, Leipzig won't let us have him. It's BS. I think it's BS, this whole, because we owe him 20 million. That's in the court of law. That is in the court of law. A decision will be made whether we'll pay or not. That's been dealt with. So Leipzig will be happy to say, listen, we know that that's getting dealt with. They're going to have to pay. I think we're going to have to pay. It is what it is. But what I will say, we've already done deals with Red Bull. Red Bull own them all. They own New York Red Bulls, Leipzig and Salzburg. It's the same thing, man. Players get promoted up them, managers get promoted up them. It's all intertwined. If Red Bull, Salzburg have done deals with us, best believe that Leipzig will as well. I'm not buying that. I don't buy it. And listen, think of a scenario, yeah? They have a player. They have come out and said they want to sell. They've come out and said they are willing to sell. Tyler Adams wants to move. Leeds United want and need to buy. Why are you going to keep him? You know that saying, innit, when your mum used to say to you, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. I say it to my kids. That's what they'd be doing. It doesn't make sense. They'll just sell him because the other thing is, in the court of law, like, that will be dealt with, right or wrong. We will have to pay. Do you know what I mean? Now, as your man Alex says, if he has other suitors, then they can play a bit sneakily with Leeds United. But I just don't see it. I just don't see it because you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. Do you know what I mean? You're cutting off your nose to spite your face, in a sense. It's going to be interesting to happen. What's going to happen over the next coming days, 24 to 48 hours. You know, we're going to see developments on the Chelsea thing. I think it's done now. I think it's done, unless Barcelona can have a massive change of heart and manage to come up with some money, get their hand down the back of the sofa, get another loan, sell someone off their thing. I don't know. But we'll have to. Let's have a look. Adam Crafton, another well-respected journalist on Twitter, says, sure, Leeds fans are a bit anxious, but this Raphinha deal is their recruitment and business model working exactly how it should. Recruit smartly, sell for several multiples, then reinvest. It's a great vindication of Orta. You know? And this is right, but this is the thing, right? And he's put it in brackets. Obvs, you need to reinvest well. But this is what I'm saying for any Leeds fans that get frustrated, with, like some have come at me in my comments and said, why do you want us to be a selling, club? That's not it. But Adam Crafton's got it bang on, yeah? This is the business model that Leeds United have, right? This is what Leicester and that have done. Look, he says, sure, Leeds fans are a bit anxious, right? But this Raphinha deal, is their recruitment and business model working exactly how it should? Recruit smartly, sell for several multiples, then reinvest. It's a great vindication. Brackets, obviously you need to reinvest well. And that's where Raphinha, that's where Victor Orta has to come good. That is where Victor Orta has to come good. But, Adam Crafton, bang on the money there. Leeds United need to buy small, triple the money. Look, 17 million. I'm not great at maths, but let's say it goes for 65 million, yeah? How many 17s going to 65? 3 times our money, 3.8 times our money, whatever that works out at. Do you know what I mean? But we've done well, yeah? So for us to get Raphinha when we did at 70 million, this is what I'm saying. Orta gets a lot of flack, right? Orta gets so much flack for this player, that player, this player, that player. But he's done some good as well. He's done some good as well. But we'll have to wait and see if the recruit right. Listen, ask yourself the question, right? I'm going to ask, right? Let's have a look. 86% of you, that is a landslide. 86% of you would be happy with Gakpo as a Raphinha replacement. That's refreshing to hear. I can't lie, because I think people was on this we're on the Adama Traore stuff. I can't be dealing with that. Adama Traore is not a good one. Max H says it's like Joe's discovered a calculator for the first time. Do you remember when you went to senior school and you had them long multipliers? I can't even say it. What are they called, man? Amy, what are them calculators called? What you use in secondary school? What are them calculators called? What you use in secondary school? Scientific calculators, man. Yes! I'm not quite using one of them scientific calculators. I've got one of them little ones. Someone says my missus has got one of them Love Island bottles. It's not a Love Island bottle. Trust me, it's a construction bottle. Someone says abacus. Cloud Dizzle, I'm not that old, brother. On about abacus. John Crawford says Casio, into the old Casio way, gotch. Right, let's have a look again. I'm gonna ask you this question, right? I wanna ask you this question, yeah. One sec. Sorry. TDK, Gakpo and Adams. 1 second, I'm coming. Just imagine it, you're waiting like ages just Gavin says, well, I always love watching your streams, put a smile on my face. That's what I mean. I'm just me, Anna. And no airs and graces. It is what it is. What you see is what you get. You know what I mean? I don't pretend to be something I'm not. Right, okay. So the question is, would you be happy with CDK, Gakpo and Adams, and that's it after Rocker, Christensen and Aronson? Would you be happy with that as your window? Because I could see a situation where that could be the window done, unless, you know, a goalkeeper comes available or, you know, a left back comes available that we like. You know what I mean? Dan Bob says Gakpo primarily a left winger, so may need to tweak our formation. This is true, but he does play a number of positions. If we look at Transfermarkt, I'll share with you my screen so you can get a look at his details on Transfermarkt. So let me just make this bigger. Let's have a look. Yeah, so main position left wing, but as you can see here, he has played right wing and he can play centre forward as well. Just 23. Let's have a look. They've got their market value there of 27 million. It always is just a little bit less there. 27 appearances last season, 12 goals and 13 assists. That is insane numbers. This is what we're talking about. That is insane numbers, yeah? He played in Europa Conference League, 3 goals there as well. I believe he'd have played in the final, right? He'd have played in the final because they played... so he was in the Europa League, then dropped out of the Conference League. PSV were in the final, right? Because they played, what's the face? The team that beat West Ham. I swear. But look, man, he's had a great season there. Look, 3 goals in the Europa Conference League, 2 in the Champions League qualifiers that they were in. Obviously, they're in that this time as well. So the guy's got goals in every single competition that he's played in this season. The only one there, the Johan Cruyff 1 appearance. I'm assuming that might be there, like maybe that's their like Charity Shield potential. But if you look in the League Cup, that'll be the Europa League, Champions League qualifiers, Conference League, and the league. He's scored goals in every single competition. Do you know what I mean? What's Kelvin? Why are you saying no point in typing? What's up, Kelvin? Why is there no point in typing? What's up, bro? Tell me why. Why there's no point in typing? If you want your thing on the screen, there you go, Kelv. No point in typing. Have a good evening on. All right, I can't. Mate, there's so many. If that's because I've not read your comment out, I'm sorry, but there is so many that come in as well. So if that's why you're getting a little bit frustrated, then I apologise. My sincere apologies. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, brother. There we go. So this is your comment, bro. I'll read it out for you. He says, what, after getting 120 million for 3 players, you mean you're not happy with the business after doing that? What do you want to do? Tell me, Kelvin. But I'm sorry that I didn't read your comment out at the time. There's just that many coming in, Kelvin. Sorry, pal. Rita Besson with the super chat. Thank you, says. It's not Rita. It's Rita's husband. Have a concern with our Jesse. If he lets Gelhardt go out on loan, madness, and it's Smudge Joe. That was it. It was Smudge. It was Smudge. It's Alan Smith. It's Alan Smith. Nah, he won't let Joe Gelhardt go out on loan. Joe Gelhardt is not going out on loan. Don't worry about that. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we going out. I know Thomas, right? Thomas Brennan. What's he doing there? What's he doing, man? Calm down. Yeah, Michael. Imagine reading every comment. I'd be here all night, man. You know what I mean? It's what it is. But yeah, look, he has scored goals like crazy. Do you want me to get my calculator and add them up again? Someone's actually put in the comments and told me how much it was. Dale, look. See, I don't need it. Dale is my scientific calculator for the evening. 21 goals across all competitions. 29% goal participation. Look at the assists in the league, though. That is naughty. That is naughty. You know what I mean? And I think Gakpo's numbers come over to the Premier League, and when we're playing, you know, teams in that lower league, in that bottom half of the table, you know what I mean? Yeah, Jamie, you see what I mean? Jamie's not fuming. Do you know what I mean? Big up, Jamie. Thank you for your support. You know I love you, brother. Come on now. He's gone now. Anyway, he's not responded, so that means he's gone. My man's fuming, you know. Poor lad. Don't, like, he might be watching him saying, I'm going to knock him out. He will be fuming. Be fuming that he's not read his comment. Now we're chatting about him. He'll be like, I'm going to kill him. I love it, man. But I'm sorry I didn't read out your comment. Right, okay. Let's go back over the Twitter sphere. Let's see what's been said. Is there any further updates? Just know as well, folks, if you want some more of me, I will be live at 10 p.m. on the LFC Day Trippers. They're doing a transfer show with myself, Chris Brack, Keith Plunkett, on the LFC Day Trippers, talking Raphinha, De Ligt, De Jong, and Raheem Sterling. But come for the Leeds United news. But still, out there in the ether is, of course, Cody Gakpo and Raphinha. People are saying I'd rather have Gakpo over Rafinha, someone said. Probably be an Arsenal fan fuming. Gav James, if you're coming over, please do it. Yeah. The Jumpin says, I am loving these Gakpo stats. They're insane, aren't they? They're insane stats. You know what I mean? Alex says, people complaining about Leeds selling their two best players is laughable. We need funds. Exactly. You have to do that. You have to speculate to accumulate. You know what I mean? Definitely. Eat, sleep, read my text, repeat. Yeah. Look at M, man. Come on now. Don't play those games, M. Come on, M. Don't play those games. You know what you got to do. Mark says, I'm very wary of stats in rubbish leagues. No, but there is a lot. I hear what you're saying, but there's a lot of... I mean, right, so this is what I'll put to you, yeah? This is what I'll put to you. There are fans out there, right, that want Adama Traore. Now, if you talk about stats, that guy ain't got none. Do you know what I mean? That guy ain't got none, and there's people out there that want him at this football club. Someone said to me in my comments the other day, and everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Oh, yeah, but he can do it. Like he said, yeah, but he'll carry the ball right up. Yeah, he can carry it all day. He can run around the pitch and get chased by 11 men, but what's he going to do at the end of it? Nothing. Nothing. The guy hasn't got it. Yeah, but Rita, smudge. I know. I don't need to wash my mouth. I don't want Traore. Traore is Dan James on roids. Do you know what I mean? He is Dan James on roids for sure. I like Connor when he says he's Dan James with the gym membership. He's class. Do you know what I mean? That's what he is. Dan James on Ragoids. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, can you imagine that, Simon Flynn? Can you imagine, right? You would have... This is what... I hate to do this because Dan James is one of ours, but you would have a situation where you would have your right winger and your left winger, and I reckon they would cross it to Bamford in the box, and they'd just end up crossing to one another. Do you know what I mean? It'd just be from right to left, like a Mexican wave. You know what I mean? So it's, a bit of a mad one. DJ on Royd says, Theo, exactly, man. He's been hitting the gym. Nige Wacko says, this is a great transfer window. It is. And do you know what it feels to me? Is like we've arrived. We've arrived in the Premier League. And what I mean by that is, like, we're going after great players and some of our best players are leaving. Do you know what I mean? It's sad, but, you know, that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. Just to round it off, you know, obviously for anyone coming in late, for those that don't know what's happening, Chelsea look to have acquired the signing of Raphinha. They have gone ahead of Arsenal. They are willing to pay the 60 to 65 million pounds that Leeds United want. And basically, your man Fabrizio Romano says, we are moments away from here we go. And when Fabrizio Romano says, here we go, it's done. It is done. They're just having personal term chats now. You know, they have the money. So I don't see that being a problem. Barcelona don't have it. He stays in the Premier League. He moves to London. He plays Champions League. He does well. I can't enjoy him like I once would have. I can't enjoy him if he'd have gone to Barca, etc. But I'm very grateful for everything he's done. I'm very, very grateful for everything he's done, for sure. Because without him, so for those that will throw slander, and that's all right, you can do what you want. Who am I to say? But remember that we won't be in this division without him. That's worth saying. That is worth saying because we wouldn't. There's facts. There's facts. And then, of course, the potential replacement, Cody Gakpo, is in conversations with Leeds United. He wants to move. He looks at Gini Wijnaldum, who went PSV, Newcastle, Liverpool. He wants to play for a top elite side. He sees Leeds United as that perfect stepping stone. People won't want to hear it. People will say, we're not a stepping stone, we're Leeds United. I don't know why the Cockneys. I don't know. But I get it, and I understand that as well. But we have to accept where we are as a club right now. We are a top 6 feeder club. But it's better than being a Norwich feeder club. And it's better than being a Burnley feeder club. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then we just keep getting better until them clubs are feeding us. Do you know what I mean? Feed the Leeds and they will score. Listen, thank you so much for all your love and support today. Keep it locked at Just Joe. Get your notifications on because this is going to be mad over the next few days. I can feel it in my fingers. I can feel it in my toes. Bit of wet there for you, for the Gen Zs. My man Cagey is currently live. If you're not done with your Leeds United fix, you can pop over and see Cagey. Cagey Vision's currently live. So head on over there if you want. Thanks for watching. I'll be on the Trippers tomorrow. The midweek fix will be back tomorrow night as well with myself, with Lewis, with JT, and of course with Max. So make sure you join us for that. I promise we won't argue this week. They just shouldn't be stupid, and then I won't have to argue with them, would I? Now, thank you for all your continued support, for the love, the subscribers, the super chats. All goes back into the channel. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you, and I appreciate you. Head on over to Cagey or whoever you want to. There'll be other Leeds United content creators this evening reacting to the news that Raphinha is going to one of our rivals. But that's it from me for tonight. Big love, Ben. Big love, Tom. Big love, Alex. I would sit here and read all your comments out, but we'd be here all night and it get boring. Big love. Was it Kelvin? Kelvin or it was Kelvin, wasn't it? No worries, Mo Smith. You're a ledge. Was it Kelvin or Calvin? It wasn't Calvin, was it? It was Kelvin. Kelvin, if you watch this, I love you, man. Thanks for your chat. See you in a bit, peeps. Love you.